this war is ours.
Yes, I will see you through the smoking flames on the front.
A father's sacrifice. There is an old saying, everyone talks about a mother's love, but no one talks about a father's sacrifice. A father's sacrifice is something that is underappreciated and undervalued. What would lead me to that conclusion? Simple. Look at how society treats fathers in the family court system. Fathers are treated like dog shit on the side of the road, and neither side ever seems to care. The feminists don't care, but they are misandrous, so that's pretty obvious. The tradcons seem to care, but if they did, they would be joining the MRAs and helping even the odds in family court. They pay the proper lip service when it comes to understanding how vital a father figure is to young children, which of course I am in full agreement with. Case in point with the crowd of PragerU. However, their actions prove otherwise. I've never seen any donations to help disenfranchised fathers, no campaign drives, no any type of potential activism. And if I'm wrong, I'll be glad to eat my words. However, if I am right, well, just further proves my point on how much they actually give a shit. I am going to be providing a couple of examples, some real world and one fictitious, and show how they correlate, so please bear with me. I think the best example of how I can give on the fictitious side is remember the episode of The Simpsons when Homer Simpson, how he was recollecting when Maggie, his youngest daughter, was born. His wife Marge was pregnant with their third child. They had Bart and Lisa. Homer worked a job as an inspector at the local nuclear power plant. He hated that job and he wanted to quit so he could fulfill his dream of becoming a worker at a bowling alley. Thanks to his friend Barney Gumble, his uncle had owned the local bowling alley. He was working a career that he had enjoyed. Sadly, this was temporary and short-lived. Marge and him messed around in the bedroom as a way of celebrating, which of course resulted in the conception of Maggie. This financially ruined Homer's plans to continue working at the bowling alley. Marge knew, but Homer didn't. She didn't want to burden him by being the bearer of bad news. She told her sisters Selma and Patty. They gossiped and suddenly the whole town knew. Moe eventually broke the news and congratulated Homer for his new upcoming child. He was able to eventually connect the dots and became agitated, considering that this would ruin his career. He asked for a raise, but was unable to get it. He studied marketing, and his technique utterly failed. Faced with the realization that he had no choice but to return to his old job, the soul-stifling job he hated, he went back. The bowling alley jacket he had was gone, melted away from the acid rain. He goes back to his boss, Mr. Burns, asking for his job back. But old Monty Burns, being the megalomaniac that he is, makes Homer literally beg for his job back. Homer does this, and Monty accepts Homer's offer. Homer goes back to his old seat, and as a further insult to Homer, Monty Burns placed a plaque entitled, "Don't forget, you're here forever." Marge gives birth, and he sees his daughter. Instantly, a bond was forged. When the episode flashes back to the present day, Bart asks where the old pictures of Maggie are. Homer says he keeps them right where he needs them. He has photos of Maggie on the walls and covering certain words and letters. On it says, "Do it for her." This is a prime example of a father's sacrifice. Another example, not being quite as long as the first, but still relevant. Say you have a neighbor who is an expecting dad. He is at a crossroads in his life. He has a new wife, or they could just be living together and haven't gone through the ceremonial whatever. He finds out that she is pregnant and wonders what he can do. He is stuck between choosing to work at some soul-crushing job in corporate America where it pays well for him and his upcoming family, or he could go work at another job where he makes less, but it's a career that he enjoys. He knows what he must do. The logical choice would be to work at the corporate job, the usual 50 to 70 hour grind. He knows that his life will be different, sleep will be impacted, he won't be able to enjoy a life of solitude and freedom that he enjoyed before. He understands that it will be miserable. He understands that it will suck. He understands that his soul will be stifled. It will be hard. There will be curveballs that he will have to endure, and there will be many challenges. He will take the appropriate measures to ensure that his child is secure financially and emotionally, whatever that may entail. Having a life insurance policy, saving up for tuition, attending all the PTA meetings. It's going to be a whole lot different. And don't even get me started on the wives nagging at him. These men go out to bust their asses to ensure that their families are taken care of and that their household is maintained, while the wife sits on her ass enjoying a free ride. The wife will do some work like turning dials, washing dishes, and of course doing the routine cooking and cleaning. While these are both separate instances, they both entail what a father's sacrifice is and what it means, giving up on his dreams in life. Unless, of course, having a family was his dream in life. The financial sacrifices, the hard decisions, you get the general idea. If you wish to have another example, look at all the countless wars that have been fought by countries on all sides of the world. Fathers that were sent to fight in wars that were declared by the ruling class of their countries. When they left the mothers behind to tend to the children, the fathers that laid down their lives so that their children could grow up in a free and secure society. Think of all the fathers that stormed the beaches of Normandy during D-Day, how they knew that they were headed towards certain death, knowing that at any moment they could lose their lives. How many fathers were sent to die during the Great War, knowing that they also would lose their lives. Think of all the fathers that have fought in many civil wars around the world, from the lowest ranking grunt front to the highest general, admiral, commandant, and other officers. The ultimate sacrifice was made. The highest sacrifice. The loss of life. Thanks to modern-day feminism and gynocentrism, we are seeing fathers being broken and discarded, left to rot in a gutter. Take a look at the broken families as a result of the tornado of feminism. Take a look at the areas of the black community where black fathers are treated like pack mules with dollar signs. They are practically barred from seeing their children, while the baby mama lives like a queen, enjoying all the money in the world. Take a look at other families of other races as well, and you will see what I mean. Fathers are not a fifth column. Fathers are not second-class citizens. A man has every right to see his child as much as a mother does. Just because a man is a man doesn't make him any less a suitable parent. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please donate to my Patreon to help keep the channel going. If you wish to contact me, emails and links will be in the description below. Thank you.